In today's gospel, we hear about the servants who are left in charge of the master's household and who are unsure of when the master will come back. He's gone away for a long time, and what happens is they kind of forget that he's coming back, or they kind of think, oh, well, we're not sure how long it's going to be before he returns. And they get a bit complacent. They forget what they're supposed to be doing, or they think, as soon as he comes back, we'll start to take care of things, and then before he notices anything, we'll fix it all. I think of kids, when their parents are away and they invite all their friends over for like a house party, and then they don't realize that maybe their parents are coming back soon, and they forget to clean up, or they don't do a good enough job, and their parents come home and then they're in trouble. Usually when we think of this situation of the master going away and then coming back, we think of the end of the world, or the end of our lives, when the master will come and will say, okay, give me an account of everything you've done in your life, and we can, talk about what you should have done and what you didn't do, and maybe what you did do that you should have done. So some good things as well. But perhaps another way of looking at it is, the moments of, like the ups and downs in our spiritual lives, We all have moments when God seems close to us, He seems with us, He seems to be at home, so to speak. And there are other moments when God seems to be a little bit on vacation. He seems to have gone away. And, we can think of it as this is the positive, the consolations that we experience, and sometimes the desolations that we experience. And in the consolations, when God is at home, sometimes everything seems good. We do what we have to do. We take care of things because the Master is near. We are aware that He is with us. But when He seems to be away, when we are in those moments of desolation, when we think that God is far from us, little by little we fall into complacency. We stop doing the things that we should do, and we fall into bad habits. We start we let the house get messy as the kids with the party, We invite things in, we invite friends, so to speak, into our house, whom normally we would never have over because the master seems to be gone. But then when the master does return, when our parents come home, we realize that, I should have probably been taking care of this house all along. And then we kind of get into trouble. So maybe how we can think of this story is, this parable is, we have to try to think that even though God seems to be far from me right now, even though He seems to be distant, I have to find a way to keep His presence in mind, to remember that He's actually not too far. And I don't know when that sense of His presence will return. So let me keep up with my practices, my spiritual practices. Let me keep up with the things that I know are the things that I'm expected to do. Let me keep up with my prayers. Let me keep up with my good works, whatever they might be, so that when the Master returns, when that consolation of His presence returns, I will be in a state that is acceptable. I will be in a state that is presentable to Him, that I will not look unprepared, and I will actually invite Him back home. Sometimes when the kids have their parties and they haven't cleaned up yet, they try their best to stall the return of their parents. They don't want them to come back because they know they need more time to clean the house. So we don't want to be like that. When Jesus wants to come back, when Jesus' presence, is ready to be received into our hearts, let us not say to Him like, no, Lord, don't come back yet. Don't come back. I'm not ready for you. We want to be in such a state that when He returns, we will be ready to welcome Him. We'll be ready and willing to have Him home. So let us stay awake and be prepared for the return of our Lord.